Hello, welcome to the Loveswing Workshop. In this video we are giving you a little bit of a behind the scenes look, a little bit of an insight into what happens in and around the videos that we make. So we're not showing you behind the camera, it's to give you an insight to some of the issues and problems that can arise during the process of making our videos. So sometimes it might appear that we make everything goes to plan, it's all straightforward, and yeah, woodworking, scroll sawing, wood carving, it's all easy. The reality is, of course, that you have issues and problems during the process and you have to deal with this and adapt accordingly. Now, one of our recent videos, you can find it on the channel, was making our Celtic themed products. And so I thought it would be good to follow up on that particular one and to share some of the problems and issues that happened. A lot of it was really centered around this particular box and this particular design. My plan was to cut the entire outline of the box on our scroll saw. So I started cutting the outline and I managed to break our scroll saw. So not exactly a great start. Our scroll saw, it's done us a fantastic job for 20 years. We had a few little things go, like the capacitor, and then replaced it. But after 20 years, I managed to go and break it. And the piece that I managed to break, it's this one here. This is actually a piece of the Hegner that connects the motor to the bottom arm on the mechanism that makes the blade go up and down. And what I decided to do, I thought, yeah, great idea, I'll put a thicker, stronger blade in and cut the entire outline out in one go. Simple. Started doing it and I snapped this particular piece. So it was on the phone to Hegner and it was identifying the part we needed to replace. They sent a replacement, fixed the machine, and it's actually working better than it was before. So I suggest that this part over time had probably become damaged, and my genius idea just managed to finish it off. But the idea of sharing this is to give you an insight into issues and problems that happen during projects. It's not all straightforward, it's not always as easy as it might seem. Now from there, I thought, okay, that's not working, so we'll adapt and we'll use the bandsaw. And I started trying to cut out the entire outline on the bandsaw, but that wasn't working very well either because the bandsaw blade I had, it was too wide to cut at the angle that I wanted. So I had to adapt again. So my plan of cutting the entire outline in one go, I had to abandon. So we went back to the scroll saw, took everything apart and cut it out individually. Took us longer, but in the end we got the job done and it worked out fine. But it highlights I had to adapt and change my original plan to actually get to the finished products. That's not even where the problems ended, because after that we went on to working on the lids, and my plan was to have one piece for the lid and a simple piece on the back to get the lid to attach inside the main body of the box. The only problem was, when I went to stick the backing piece on, I realised that some of our holes and our pierce work were covered by the back piece, and other parts the light was shining through. Ultimately, it just didn't look very nice. So now we have another issue to overcome. To overcome this issue, I decided to put a contrasting coloured piece of wood, piece of oak on the back of our mahogany. That covered up all of the spaces where the light was shining through. and it also served the purpose of making the design stand out. So if you watch the other video, you'll see I explain how we use a contrasting coloured piece of wood to really make the design stand out. In reality, I used this piece of wood to cover up the mistake and the issue that I'd originally made. But the added bonus is it does make the design stand out. But it's a good example for how a mistake on my part can be used and adapted to produce a nicer end product. Not all of our projects are successful from start to finish. We have to adapt, alter, learn and develop as we are making things. But hopefully that will give you a little bit of encouragement. If any of you have struggled on particular projects, it's normal, happens to us all, it's part of the process. The key message that we're trying to get across is that you use the mistakes, you use any problems that you've faced, you alter what you're doing, you develop what you're doing, and sometimes you'll end up with a better product in the end. So there we go. Let us know your thoughts. Share with us any of your own experiences where you've had to adapt and change your design to cover up a mistake you might have made. Hopefully that's useful. If it is, give us a thumbs up. If you're new here and you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe and ring that bell so you'll know when we upload another video. And as we always say, thank you again for watching.